Hi, I'm TT. Thank you for watching Teen Talk Living for God. Today we have a special host guest, Nica Pickard, and she's going to talk to us about money management. We all like to spend money if we have it, and today we're going to talk about some practical tips and terms about spending money and budgeting. Okay, how can I manage my money? Rather than worry about money you don't have, why not learn to manage the money that does end up in your hands? The best time to learn money management is while you're living at home, before you have the comfort of harsh realities of life once you get outside of home. First, we're going to learn the basics. How about asking your parents what is involved in maintaining the household? Ask them if you can know how much the rent costs, how much the light costs. In order to take care of yourself once you leave home, you're going to need to know how much things cost, so you know how things budget. So how much does it cost to provide light, heat, water each month? How much does it cost to run a car and to buy groceries and pay the mortgage? Remember, you do help incur all of those bills while you're living at home. And when you move out on your own, you're going to be the one paying all those bills. So you might as well know what you're up against now. What kind of budget are we talking? Well, ask your parents. Take a look at some of their bills. Ask them about how they budget and listen as they explain how they apply their budget to the bills they have. Proverbs 1 and 5. A wise person will listen and take in more instruction, and a man of understanding is the one who acquires skill for direction. Recognize your challenges. Now, avoid unnecessary debt by controlling your spending. Spending can be fun, but it also can have some severe repercussions later on. Don't let your peers pressure you into spending beyond the reasonable limits. You know, are you spending because you can afford to spend, or do you feel like you have to spend? Don't spend to boost your reputation with friends or to impress people with what you have rather than who you really are. If you do, this could end up to some real financial problems, because you're going to end up having large debts, and especially if you have a credit card, it can be out of control very quickly. So take control of your spending. Bank your money and only take out what you need for that outing. Okay, go shopping with friends that are responsible with their money and who encourage you to shop around and not buy the first thing you see. Now, if you have a credit card, here's some tips for credit cards. Keep track of your purchases. You know, match up your monthly statement with what you actually charge, because sometimes there may be something that's charged that you didn't buy. And if you do come across that, contact your credit card company immediately and let them know so you can get that resolved. Pay your credit card bill promptly and in full if possible. If you pay it promptly, then that avoids late fees that could cost like $30 or more, you know, and interest that builds up from month to month. So you won't pay them more than what you spend out, you know, than you have to. Use caution when giving your credit card number and expiration date online or over the phone. There are a lot of people who call now who try to use a scam to get your credit card information, and they'll have you try to make payment arrangements and things over the phone. So be cautious of that. Know who you're dealing with, and only purchase things from secure online purchasing site. Usually you can see those identified with a little pad key lock in the bottom of the web browser, but be careful when you're doing that as well. Avoid cash advances with your credit card, as they occur even higher interest rates. So avoid doing any cash advances on your card as well, and never ever lend your card to anyone, not even your friends. You know, sometimes even your friends can take your information, and next thing you know, you got some charge somewhere, and then they're not going to be responsible to pay you back. It happens. Think you already have your money under control? Well, ask yourself, how much did I spend last month, and what did I spend it on? Are you sure you know? Well, here's how you can take control of spending before spending takes control of you. 3 simple steps. First, keep a record for at least 1 month. Record the money you receive and the date. Describe each item you buy and the purchase price. At the end of the month, add up what you've received and what you spent out. Step 2, make a budget. In this chart, in the first column, there's all the income that you expect to receive for the month, any money you got coming in. In the second column, list how you plan to spend the money. In the entries shown here, like if you're going to be shopping, is it entertainment, is it food, is it a bill? And as the month progresses, write what you actually spend in each of the expense columns in column 3. And also record any unplanned spending that you did as well. 3. Adjust your habits. Spending more than you anticipated on some items and you're accumulating debt? Adjust your spending habits. Pay debts and stay in control of your money. Money is a useful servant if it's used properly, but money is not everything. You should never put money ahead of God or your family. Honor God in your giving. Remember to tithe. Proverbs 3 and 9. Honor Jehovah with the substance and with the first fruit of all thy increase. In Malachi 3 and 10. Bring ye the whole tithe to the storehouse, where he may provide for you. Continue to read that scripture. There's some valuable information there. But don't forget, your tithe is 10% of your gross income and not just your net. Now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker today, which is going to be Nica Pickard. And she's going to tell us how she budgets and spends her money wisely. Up next. Today we're interviewing Nica today. She's going to talk to us about money management. Hi Nica, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Nica Pickard. I'm 19. I'll be 20 next month, so big up to that. I work and I do a lot of different things, and I just kind of like to go out, have fun, be with my friends on weekends. I love going out to eat and love going to the movies and love working out to Zumba. So I do a lot of those types of things.
Wow, you're a busy young lady.
Yeah. And in school, so yeah.
All right. Well, how do you manage your money? Give us some tips or your process or how you go about manage your money whenever you get your paycheck or your salary.
Okay. Well, a lot of times for me, when I get money, I'll take out, cash for tithes and offering. And if I work a full week at work, I'll take like $100 or $150 and put it up in my savings account and just leave a little bit of money left on my debit card, for things that I might need and gas and things like that. So that's my strategy, because I like to keep building up my money in my savings account because it works as you get older, so you can buy your own stuff. So that's what I do. That's what helps me.
How does that fall into the way that you're handling your budget now? How does it fall into the current bills? Do you have any special tips as far as how you're avoiding any type of extra fees or money, and how you're getting those bills under control?
The main bill is the gas bill. For my car, my parents will not give me money for that, because they'll be like, Nica, you got a job, you got money saved up, you need to do it yourself, and gas is getting really expensive these days.
Yes, it is.
So mainly it's my gas bill. Or if I have to go to the doctor or the dentist, my parents say, look, you got to help out, pay half the bill. And that's like a lot of money. I just went to the dentist, and it was so much money because I had to get a crown. It was like 400 something bucks. And I had to split that. I'm like, my goodness, that's still a lot if you just split the bill. Like, I can only imagine paying a lot more. So, that's how I do it. Gas, when I go out to eat with my friends, things like that. So.
Now, speaking of friends, are your friends pretty responsible about spending their money, or do they constantly overspend or spend out of their means or what have you?
Yeah, I have some friends that are very good with their money. Like, if they don't have it or they don't have enough, that works well. But I have a particular friend who makes me laugh all the time, because every time we go out to eat or we go to the movies or everything, he has to buy all kinds of stuff. Like when we go out to eat, he has to get like a soda, he has to get like a big meal, then he has to get a dessert, then he has to go somewhere else, and I'm just like, do you have all that money? He's like, no. So then I'll call, we'll call the next couple of days and be like, look, we want to go to the movies, do you have enough money? He's like, no, because I just spent it on when we went to the restaurant. I'm like, why didn't you just save some of your money, keep some money saved up on the side? But yeah.
Do you think he feels pressure to spend when he's around his friends? Does he spend for his reputation, or is he
I think so, because we pick on, because a lot of times we know that he can get the money easily, but we know that a lot of times he doesn't have it. So I think he goes because when we go out to eat, nobody wants to sit there and not really even be eating anything, just drinking water and bread.
Right.
So he would go and order all this stuff. But there's certain ways that you can save money, even if you don't have enough money that you feel like you need for a restaurant. There's ways that you can save money when you go to places with your friends. So.
Wow, that was good. I like that. Well, why should you learn to manage money while you're still at home?
I think it's very good to learn to manage money at a young age, because as you're learning when you're young, you can learn how to save up as you get older, which is going to help, because when you become a teenager and you got money saved up, then you can do stuff on your own. Like, it feels so good to be older at a young age and not have to go to your parents every time you want something. Like, Dad, Mom, I need money for this shirt, or need something for my hair, or this, that. You don't have to keep going to them for it. You have it on your own. So if you start out at a young age just saving, like, if you get $20 from your parents a week or every 2 weeks, save like $5 out of that, $5 or $10. You don't have to spend all that money and like, oh, I got $20, let me go and buy a new outfit or something like that. Save like at least $5, keep it on the side and let it build up. And as you get older, it helps, because I started out saving money, especially when I started working, and now that I'm like about to be 20, I see the results, like it kind of works. So look, it's good.
Have your parents actually shown you their bills, or went over like the reality of certain type of bills, like the rent, the light bill, for you to actually like, this is how much the light bill really comes to realistically, and this is how much a rent would be for when you get out in the real world?
There's times where they'll be like, Nica, we need you to go to the bank for us and drop off this check for our house. And I'll look at the check and I'm like, my goodness, like, this is how much it is? Like, that's a lot of money. And I'm sitting here talking to someone, I want to move out in a couple of years. Like, I do, but I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. Like, yes, I'm going to have a good job or something. So I've seen, like, whether it's to pay the house, but other things I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it's a lot of money. So.
All right. Well, why might you find it difficult to manage your money? Why might a person find that difficult?
I think it's difficult to save money because every time you get money, you get that urge to, like, I need to go buy something, and it's harder to save it, because when you get the money, first thing, what do you want to do? You want to go get something to eat, or, go to a nice restaurant, or you want to go buy a nice outfit, you want to go buy expensive shoes.
Exactly.
That's the first thing you want to do, especially when you're younger. So I think that's why it's a lot harder to save money, especially at such a young age.
All right. Well, in what ways can you use your money to help others?
You can help others. Well, for me, it's happened where I have money, and a lot of people kind of know I've worked and stuff, and some of my other friends work, some don't. And we would go out to eat. Some friends would be like, man, I don't have it. And I would be like, you know what, don't even worry about it. Like, I got you. It's okay. And so I would I would pay for them, to eat. A lot of times, sometimes they would try to take, over my niceness, and they would start ordering all this stuff, and I would be honest with them, like, can you not get that Sprite? Like, can you get water? And I've had to say that, at times, like, can you get water, please? And, like, don't order all this stuff. But I would be nice about it. There's times where it's my friends' birthdays. You can buy them stuff for their birthdays, card and a gift, things like that. So that's how it can be. And then you can buy stuff for a lot of other people, for whatever events and things like that. So
it's wonderful to be a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We have Nica Pickard here, and she's got some shopping tips to how you can save money and still have a good time, or still go shopping. Let's hit it, Nica. What you got for us?
Alright, so here's the tips when you go shopping. I know a lot of times, nowadays you want to have the latest outfit, that everybody's wearing, or the hot shoes is in style nowadays. A lot of times for me, when I go shopping, I will go walk around in the store, walk around, look at what all they have, but then the first thing I do is go to sales and clearances to see, what they have, because a lot of times what I notice is, if you go to a store and there's an outfit that you really like, there's a shirt, there's a dress, there's a pair of jeans that you really, really like, a lot of times if you come back couple of weeks later, they have those same shirts and those same pair of shoes on sale. And a lot of times I've gotten shirts and stuff for like, $3 or $5.
Wow,
on
that's
sale.
awesome.
So that's what I've learned, and it helps out a lot. So a lot of times I'll see a shirt, I'm like, unless I really, really want the shirt on the spot, I'll buy it. But there's a lot of times where I'll wait till a couple of weeks later and just kind of go back and get that same shirt or jeans. I've gotten jeans. I'm not really too crazy on like jeans. I'd rather have shirts than jeans. And so with jeans, I'll see a nice pair of jeans. I'm like, man, those are nice. And they'll be like $22. So then I'll come back a couple of weeks later and it's on sale, same pair of jeans for $7 or $9. So that's what works when you go shopping. That's my tip for that.
What about in the restaurant? You had a great tip for a restaurant.
Okay, for a restaurant, especially when you go with friends, what I always hear is I don't have the money or I don't have enough money. And when you go to restaurants, a lot of times with me and my friends, you don't have to order all kinds of stuff when you are in a restaurant. One thing that I do, I always bring my own bottled water, always. Or you bring your own drink, ask for, a cup of ice or to-go cup of ice, and put your own drink in there. So that eliminates right there $1.75 to $2.
Exactly.
And then if you go to certain restaurants like Longhorn or Old Charlie's, they give you free bread. So there you go, there's something to eat. But if you're like, no, I want more to eat, eat appetizer. They give you a lot of money on the appetizer. Not the money, food. They give you a lot of food on the appetizer. And if that's still not enough, what me and my friends do is we'll split a meal with somebody else. And we'll be like, we'll agree on a meal that we want. And we'll be like, all right, let's split the bill. So a lot of times we come out and we only spent like $3 to $5 on a meal. Because once you get a meal, a lot of times it comes with a side salad or fries or something like that on the side. So it's gonna fill you up. I think so you don't need $10 or $20 to go to a restaurant. If you have a friend, just split it. If you want steak, a lot of times people are like, well, I don't want something small, I want steak. Split that steak. Like I've been to Longhorn, I love New York strips. So a lot of times I will buy myself a New York strip, and it's like $14. But if you can always split the steak, and you'll come out at the end of the day spending like $8.
Yeah.
So it saves a lot of money. I think these are ways, so when you want to go out with your friends, just think of smart ways to save your money, because it will always work, and you always have a little bit more cash to spend later. So
that's great. Well, thank you for those helpful tips.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
We appreciate that. All right, make sure you take that advice. That was some good advice, people. Bye. I'd like to thank Nica for interviewing, Nica Pickard. They were interviewing with us today on Teen Talk, and we hope our audience enjoyed it, and we hope you come back and interview with us again on such topics. You seem to be somewhat of an expert in managing money. We do have some more money topics we'd like to discuss with you in the future, and we're glad to have you today. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And remember, be blessed and let God use you.
Bye.
Hi, to view more episodes of Teen Talk Living for God, please visit our website. The website is www.siccam.com/LIVIN4GOD. You can view our previous broadcasts as well as leave your comments. And if you like to put a request in for a showing, you can do that as well. Thank you and have a blessed day. Hi, are you looking for a church home? Visit Power of the Spirit at 415 North Edgeworth Street in Greensboro, North Carolina. You can also visit the website at www.powerofthespirit.org. Our service times are Sunday at 1 p.m. and Bible study is on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Thank you and have a blessed day.